Hello fellow Banana-Saurs, my name is VideoJames, and today we're going to be looking at how to use Tropius. And the Tropius is a Pokemon that is a fan favorite for a lot of people, and everybody loves it, but it gets just so much hate. Tropius, aka the Banana-Saur, is actually a grass flying type, which doesn't bode that well for weakness. It means we are going to be getting a weakness to fire, electric, ice, rock, poison, flying. And that's going to be a very common set of weaknesses, just because fire type's extremely common, ice type's the second most common attacking type in the game, and flying type's just everywhere. And we also get that, not immunity, but that normal damage from bug because of our grass and flying type, so it kind of cancels each other out. However, we will also be getting a resist to water, grass, and fighting, and we will actually be getting an immunity to ground. Now, Tropius, for all its hate, it's got 3 of the best grass type moves in the game. So we see the first set is we have Chlorophyll. When it's sunny, the Pokemon's speed is doubled. So like Leafeon, speed gets doubled every time it's sunny. Solar Power, when there's sunshine, Pokemon's special attack is raised by 1.5, but its HP decreases every time it uses a move, or actually decreases by 1/8 of its maximum every turn. So it's basically like a Life Orb with extra damage. And then its hidden ability, one of the best abilities in the game for a grass type, Harvest. Now, if you don't know what Harvest does, Harvest is a move that lets you have a 50% chance of restoring a consumed berry. So say Tropius ate a berry after it went down to below 50% health, which will happen a lot with Tropius. Then Harvest has a 50% chance of giving you that berry back, meaning there's a high chance you're going to get that berry back and just immediately restore your health. And what's funny is, if the berry doesn't need to be triggered, then Harvest will just let you keep the berry. Now, here's more of an area where the hate kind of comes into play in Tropius. So we see the stats, we're not really that great. We're not really banging on all cylinders. So we got 99 in the HP, we got 68 in the attack, we've got 83 in the defense, and 87 in the special defense, we've got 72 in the special attack, and 51 in the speed. Now, a reason that Tropius' stats aren't really viewed as good is because of the fact that its special attack is higher than its regular attack, but like 90% of its move pool, or at least 80% of its move pool, is physical attacks. In fact, it learns Dragon Dance, Curse, and Swords Dance. You would think that would kind of be a tip-off that Tropius should be more physical than special. On over into Showdown, the first set we see is actually a Choice Specs Tropius. So with this one, we got Choice Specs with Chlorophyll. We've got Giga Drain, Earthquake, Air Slash, and Hidden Power Ice with the maxed out special attack and speed with the Hasty Nature. Now, the reason I have Hasty Nature is because the attack set is split. So we've got Giga Drain there as our grass type move, good special move, does decent damage, and it can actually heal us back up. Now, you could run Energy Ball, or you could even run Solar Beam, which is highly recommended on this set, because you're kind of running a Chlorophyll set, so you're basically running a Sunset. So you could swap it out for Solar Beam, which is probably the better attacking move. And then we have Earthquake there as a counter to a lot of stuff we can't counter. So stuff like Fire, Rock, Bug, Poison, counters to all of that. And we also get a strong hit on electric types as well. Now we have Air Slash there as our flying move, just because Air Slash, one of the best flying moves in the game in terms of special, and it gives you that chance to flinch, so just troll. And then we have Hidden Power Ice. Like I said, Ice, one of the most common attacking types in the game, so it makes sense that Hidden Power Ice would kind of be on a Choice Specs Tropius. Now, the idea behind this Tropius is it runs very similar to Leafeon, Leafeon is a Pokemon that benefits greatly from the sunlight, since both of its abilities require sunlight to actually activate. So we see with Leafeon, typically the idea is you either raise your speed in the sunlight and you become a maximum attacker, or you give yourself an immunity to statuses and you become a kind of tanky Leafeon. So with both of those Pokemon, a good set to have is Torquel. Torquel can just be an absolute boost to either of these Pokemon. That with Torquel's high HP and high defense, it can basically be a physical tank for anything that these two don't really want to take in terms of physical. That, say, Tropius came up against an Infernape, okay, we could swap out to Torquel, take a good, decent fire hit from that, and then just put it to sleep. Now, Torquel also works in recipient with Tropius and Leafeon as well, that if a water type swaps in and Torquel doesn't really want to take it, we can swap into Tropius, and Tropius can just lap up that water and just soak it all in, and since he has a high HP and special defense, he'll actually not be taking that much damage. And the next set is actually a Harvest Tropius. So you see we got Citrus Berry with Harvest, we have Dragon Dance, Leech Seed, Earthquake, and Leaf Blade, with the 200 in the HP, the 56 in the attack, and then just the maxed out speed with the Jolly Nature. So the idea behind this is basically we're a Dragon Dancer, but we're also going to want to try and take advantage of that Harvest. So we got Dragon Dance to raise our attack and speed, so our attack will be going up to about 270, so we'll be in range of some of the weaker Pokemon. We got the speed going up to 330, so we're getting closer to Pokemon like Greninja, that will be getting at least 40 points below Greninja after one Dragon Dance. And then we have Leech Seed there as a health recovery. That Leech Seed, we all know how annoying a move that is. That Leech Seed basically heals your Pokemon up by 12% every turn, and drains a little tiny bit of health from your opponent's Pokemon. And then we have Earthquake as a damaging move that typically if you see a physical type Pokemon, and it's going to run, or it's going to have Earthquake as a possible move, you're going to typically see that Earthquake is what they're going to run. And then we got Leaf Blade for the stab. Now you could go Fly, give yourself that one turn of invincibility. I kind of like Leaf Blade a bit better just because it has a little bit higher power and it actually gets that critical hit bonus. And then we have a Celesteela Harvest Tropius set. So the idea behind this one is, again, we got Citrus with Harvest. Then we got Substitute, Leech Seed, Toxic, and Earthquake with the maxed out HP and Special Defense with the Careful Nature. So the idea behind this one is basically we're taking advantage of our tankiness. That with the 300 in the Special Defense and the maxed out HP, it's going to take a good couple of turns to at least take us out. That at least 2 turns are going to be required to take a Tropius with this kind of stat down if you're hitting it with a special attack. So we go for the Substitute first turn, we give us that free turn. Then we go for Leech Seed, get some health off the opponent, and after that our Harvest will probably have kicked in and will probably have gone back up to like near 75% health, I'd have to say. Then we got Toxic there to kind of stall drain our opponent, that in addition to the Leech Seed, Toxic's just going to do massive amounts of damage, and you can actually sweep at least 2 or 3 Pokemon with that way. That I've actually done that before. That there was one time, I think I was using a... Who was I using? I think I was using an Amoonguss, and I had Toxic on it, and I was using Leech... Or no, it was Venusaur. It was Venusaur, and I was using Leech Seed, and there was Toxic Spikes set up, because I had a Dragalge out earlier. So the opponent's Pokemon kept coming in, and I kept Leech Seeding them, because they didn't have any Grass types. So I just kept taking health from them, bit by bit, every turn. And with my Venusaur having Protect, it just gave it a free turn of immunity. So it was basically, okay, I'm just going to get this free turn, and you're going to keep giving me health back. And this Tropius runs very similar to that. That with Substitute, we can give ourselves at least 1 free turn and no damage for sacrificing 25% of our health. And after a Leech Seed and a Toxic damage to our opponent, that 25% is going to be well spent. And the final set is actually a Rest Sleep Talk set. Now this set is extremely scummy. I kinda hate that I made this set. So the idea behind this one is we got the same EVs before, that we got the maxed out HP and Special Defense with Careful Nature, but this time we're running Lumberry with Harvest instead of Citrus Berry with Harvest, and we've got the Rest, Sleep Talk, Curse, and Earthquake. So the idea behind this one is we're being absolutely scummy. That we've got Rest to kind of just give our health back completely, we've got Sleep Talk to use one of our moves while we're asleep, then we've got Curse to kind of just give ourselves an attack and defense boost. Now, an interesting thing about Curse is if you use Z-Curse, the attack will actually get doubled in the stat raise. That instead of being boosted by 1 stage, I think it actually gets boosted by 2. And then we have the Earthquake there just for that damage. Like I said, if you see a physical set, you're probably going to see Earthquake too. Now, you could swap Earthquake out for Giga Drain and run a Calm Nature, but I feel like Earthquake looks a little bit better with a Tropius just because it does more damage considering Tropius' weaknesses. Now, the idea with this one is we're Rest Sleep Talking. That almost all the time we're just going to be beefing our stats, and we're going to be Rest Sleep Talking, and by the end, after we've maxed out our stats, our Earthquake's going to do a massive amount of damage, and we're going to have almost no problems. And another great thing about this set is the Lumberry is actually great for swapping in on something like Toxic Spikes. That if we swap into something like Toxic Spikes, and we haven't been in yet, then our Lumberry will actually get rid of the Toxic Spikes, and Harvest will give us that chance of actually getting that berry back next turn. Now, unfortunately, if you do swap out of battle without a Lumberry, I do believe Harvest won't give it back to you. That if you swap, like say, Tropius used the Lum Berry and it swapped out before Harvest could give it back, I don't think the berry comes back. Don't quote me on that because I might be wrong, but I don't think Harvest will recover a berry after a swap. Regardless, for now I'm going to leave this video here. Tropius, Banana-Saur, one of my favorites. I absolutely love it. But with its stats, it's not that impressive. You can still make it impressive. It takes a bit of synergy that you kind of got to work it with stuff like Torquel. That Torquel, again, having high defenses and high countering to a couple of Tropius' stuff, like fire and ice. Torquel can just come in, kind of take a hit from either of them, and set up the sun for Tropius, and then next turn, when Torquel inevitably goes down, swap back into Tropius after that, and then just do massive damage to your opponent. Regardless, for now, I'm going to leave this video here. If you guys have any Pokemon you want to see me do videos on, let me know down in the comments. Again, Banana-Saur, extremely useful. You just got to dig for that gold in it. But for now, I'm leaving this video here. If you guys liked it, you can slap the like button as always, and I'll see all you beautiful people in the next video.